Awareness is so important. I call it a journey rather than a disease.
I'd like to see my sons and daughters grow up.
We got married when we were 25.
We've been together for 35 years.
We've been married 48 years, and I want 2 more.
Your average family with a dog and a baby.
One day there will be a cure.
I know we are going to find a cure.
There will be a cure.
We still have hope.
We are not alone.
The Florida chapter of ALS, if we wouldn't have been contacted by them, we would have floundered in the dark.
I have the ALS Association in a special place in my heart. They were really totally responsible of giving me the tools to battle this new chapter of our lives.
We were going to buy a fixer-upper, and Andy was going to do most of the renovations. He was an amazing handyman. We were both runners for, a hobby, so we had both run some marathons.
And she did everything. She ran, she played tennis, she was captain of a tennis team, did a lot of other activities with ladies around here.
Cleaned house, cooked.
Yes, and she was the chief cook and bottle washer, and I guess you could say that was retired.
And I was the lead mechanic there, tech mechanic.
The chiropractor owned my own business.
I was working as a physician.
I was trying to get more healthy.
We were trying to figure out parenting.
Trying to be a good father and keep family number one.
Every weekend we were going somewhere.
And we traveled a lot too.
We were going on a trip to Ireland. But I figured, do you tell a patient bad news on a Friday when it could wait till Monday if they have to be there anyway?
When she was diagnosed, there was lots of tears. I cried, still do.
We both sat on the floor and just cried because we both well knew what ALS was from having a medical background.
And we talked about it, and we said, well, why? Why this disease? Why this to us? And he said, his response was, I don't even like baseball.
The way I felt when I got the diagnosis, it was very traumatic. You feel like you're blindsided, violated. Why me? You don't know what's going on, what's going to happen, and you're dazed.
And I didn't know what ALS was. I had heard of it, but I couldn't have told you one thing about it. So when we got the diagnosis, I knew it wasn't good, but that's all I knew.
I mean, I just couldn't believe that she was the one that ate well, exercised, did all the good stuff, and then she get blindsided by something like this. It just seems so unfair.
You think, well, a physician's gonna know everything about ALS and its consequences. And yes, I've taken care of some patients with ALS, but it wasn't their life afterwards or what they had to deal with.
The way that it completely takes over your life.
It has stolen our whole life. We had so much that we were looking forward to.
All of the plans that we had were being shot down.
We've had to move in with family to help out, so we can't really live the way that we wanted to live or had kind of dreamed of living.
Then we were told, 1 to 5 years. And God, what do you do in 1 year?
I worry about my family. They are going to suffer.
How much of a burden will I be to my family?
I've always been a person who says, okay, this is what happened. What are we going to do about it? We had a personal visit from a social worker from ALS. She came and looked over our house and said, "You're gonna be just fine. Your house looks good. You need this done, you need that done. Here is some information." It was an armload full of information. She answered all the questions that we wrote down and the ones that came up during her visit. But most of all, she brought hope. She let us know that we were not alone.
We had the opportunity to meet some families who were, you know, more kind of in our boat with younger children and about our age, you know, that are, you know, kind of dealing with the same things.
So when you can see and outline, okay, this is typical A, B, C, D, E, F, G, wow, it takes away a lot of the worry.
It was very reassuring to know that, A, we weren't the only ones out there dealing with this.
Help, you know, where I needed it, emotionally and physically.
We became very involved, and right now what our goal is to give back by raising awareness.
It helps me to know that I am part of that.
You know, it's important to us that we feel like there's something that we can do.
We need to have that understanding out there.
That we need more research into this. And participation with everyone will make a big difference.
There has been tremendous advances made, and which is directly, I think, attributed to the involvement of people like myself and my friends and my family and politicians